Good evening, campers, and welcome aboard the Starship Nightwish. I'm Commander Exorcist, and it is time, once again, for Talk Go Tuesday. This is my weekly Elite Dangerous show where I pick a Galnet article, read it, talk about it, primarily from a lore perspective, but I will break the fourth wall if necessary. And so I'm not really sure if it's going to be necessary. Actually, you know what? It's going to be necessary. It's been forever. We actually have been under a Galnet drought over the past couple of weeks, not hearing anything from the news service since PowerPlay 2.0 went live about 2 weeks or so ago. So it's been really quiet. But I'm very happy that we finally got an update here, and it's an interesting one. Some people would call it a puff piece, but I guess you could say that that's pretty much what Galnet is, flavor text. But yeah, so it's been a while, but welcome back, and we are at it again. So we're gonna jump forward because we got a pretty lengthy article to cover today. Because Aegis urges high alert for anti-Xeno forces. If you recall, a while back, before I even get into this article, that Aegis gave us a warning similar to this on Galnet before the attack on Shinrada Desra. So, are we looking at another attack? Probably. Let's just go ahead and put that out there. Most likely, this is most likely a warning that something major is coming, because we still have not begun the assault on Titan Coco. So, yeah, we'll have to see what happens. So let's go ahead and take a look here. It says Professor Alba Tesro, the head of Aegis, has issued a warning for all anti-Xeno fleets to remain on high alert. You know, maybe it's just me, but I think that anti-Xeno people live on high alert. Like, that's kind of a given. I mean, that'd be like calling an ambulance and telling them to be ready to respond to an emergency. Like, hey, you guys need to be ready. Or a fireman, it's like, hey, you need to be ready. There are fires out there. Yeah, they kind of know that. That's why they are. That's why they exist. That's why the anti-Xeno folks are out there. But let's see if there's something more specific. It says the warning comes as human forces continue to push towards the last remaining Thargoid Titan Kosijo, Titan Kokomo. While victory over the Thargoid invasion force seems likely at this stage, Tesro has urged defensive fleets to not become complacent. Now, it has been hinted over and over again that the eighth and final Titan may not be the piece of cake that we think it will be. The other seven, while they weren't exactly easy, they were easier than expected. We kind of got into a routine. By the time that the seventh one went down, it was pretty much exactly what we've come to expect from all of them. But there seems to be kind of this hint that Kosijo is a little different. Something's amiss. We have seen repeatedly that Thargoid fleets are capable of surprising us when their defeat seems inevitable. The Proteus Wave incident in HIP 22460 is a perfect example of this. Our confidence was such that Salvation's celebratory speech was broadcast across the core systems only moments before he was killed by a Thargoid counterattack along with thousands of military personnel. Now, wait a minute. I'm not diminishing the loss of thousands of military personnel in that system. HIP 22460 was a tragedy, but let's be clear about something, okay? I will not tolerate disinformation on this channel. Salvation lives. We press on. Sojin rather publicly insisted that her recent medical emergency was the result of the Thargoids seeking to learn about her, and by extension, humanity as a whole. Should this prove true, we must assume that the Thargoids have new information to identify human targets, orchestrate attacks, and more. It's weird because I'm curious, what kind of information does Sojin have that I don't? Like, and I'm not talking about military intelligence. We're not talking about state secrets here, okay? It's like the Thargoids were wanting to get her to learn about, quote, humanity. What does that mean? What does it mean you want to learn about humanity? How about you just kidnap a human? Okay? Like a human. They have millions of humans already. They've taken them. They're using them as generators inside the Titans. We've been rescuing them. We've recovered many of them, and we're all kind of just waiting on them to turn into zombies and attack us. What is it about this woman that fascinates them on the level that she is like the key to unlocking the understanding of humanity? It doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. And, you know, if you really want to learn about humanity, you only need to kidnap two different people, a criminal and a politician. Actually, they're the same thing. A criminal and, say, a philanthropist. All right? Pick some high society person and some low society person. And then you'll be able to see they're pretty much the same thing. And I mean, our humanity is baked into us. There's the core of everybody. The common criminal and the highest statesman share the same basic qualities of being a human. So, that essence of humanity, that brokenness that lives within us, all these different things, it's just odd how they're really focused on this person. And it makes me wonder if humanity is like right on the edge of some kind of immense, like, I don't know if you call it like a psychedelic or psychokinetic or some kind of cognitive evolution, and she's the key to that. And they either want to stop that, which I'm sure they do, or they just, that's like their goal is to get in and find out what that is. Either not only to stop that, but maybe to steal that knowledge as well, to be able to push their species to the next level. The problem with that theory, though, is that humanity and the Thargoids are so fundamentally different in the way they think. We're individualistic. That's why we have so many conflicts amongst each other, is that, we're idealists. We want to be independent. We don't like authority. I don't like when someone tells me what to do. The Thargoids are all about that. They are a hierarchical structure, a hive mind. They do what they're told without question. It's just kind of, an immediate programmed response that they have. So unless Sojanai is a way that they can kind of move themselves out of that hive mind mentality. Perhaps she is the key to freedom and individualism for the Thargoids, which would really be strange. Can you imagine the Thargoids as individuals and not as a hive? I mean, they'd be pretty disjointed, but once they manage to organize and kind of find themselves, they could be extremely dangerous. In recent days, So stated that the Thargoid hive mind has altered its tone in a way in which previously led to a change in Thargoid tactics. Yeah, I do remember that. I'm not really sure. I don't remember exactly what came of that. With this in mind, I implore AX defensive forces protecting our ports and worlds from Thargoid assault to stay vigilant. Shinrada Dezra's recent invasion proved the Thargoid fleet can still push behind the war's front line. We are getting into the holiday season, okay? And there's a lot of pilots that are taking vacation time. There's a lot of people that are standing down and taking breaks. It would be very, very unfortunate if something were to happen over the holidays when there's not a lot of people around to respond to, say, a galactic crisis of some kind. And, you know, the repelling of the Thargoid invasion in Shinrada was phenomenal. That is a story for the ages. And so I hope that if it happens again, we're able to do it again. But I have to wonder, it depends on where it happens. Shinrada Dezra is a place that affects all of us. Like, it is something that whether you're Federation, Imperial Alliance, whether you're independent, whatever, you have some kind of connection and vested interest in Shinrada Dezra. If they were to say attack to HIP 22460, or they were to attack Akinar, let's say they go after Akinar, what non-Federation assets or what non-Imperial assets are going to care? Is the Federation going to care? Is Winters going to care about what's going on? Maybe. What about the other commanders? And so I'm curious about what kind of offensive could occur and whether it would be enough to unite commanders for one more round to repel a massive Thargoid invasion. I'm wondering if it's only going to be a couple of days before we find out the answer to that. Aegis has received criticism over its perceived failure to protect Sojourner from Thargoid interception. Most notably, Imperial Fleet Admiral Denton Petraeus commented that So should be closely watched following her medical incident. That's one of the reasons I really don't. And and I've got in the past I've been very, very, very critical of Aegis. However, they have done some good recently. I mean, we have seen some advances in military technology and tactics that have been very beneficial for us on the war front. But all of that seems to be invalidated when you look at some of their security protocols, like with Sojourner, and like, hey, you know what? She was just, awakened from a coma, and the Thargoids tried to mind meld with her, but that's okay. She's just down at the canteen getting something to eat. Why are we letting this chick run around? Why is she not like in a maximum security facility where no one knows where she is and she doesn't know where she is and she's not able to get out? Like there needs to be some super high level of security for this person simply because of the sensitive nature of what's going on. But we don't seem to care. We're just going to go along with it. It blows my mind. It really does. It really does. And I'll just say this, I hope that we don't pay the price for it, because I have a feeling we need her. And, she could be the one to help us do to lead us down our final Death Star trench run. And I hope that, Aegis is smart about this and keeps her safe until we figure out exactly what is going on. Hey, everybody, these are the Disciples. If you would like to support this channel and my work, go to patreon.com/Commander Exorcist. I do behind-the-scenes stuff and early access for some of my work. You can also help out the channel by subscribing if you already haven't, liking this video, and leaving a comment below. Tell me about your thoughts on Sojourner, Aegis, and the upcoming or the ongoing Thargoid threat that we are facing across the galaxy. And that's going to be it. It was pretty light on content in terms of the actual article and what it says. It doesn't say a lot that we didn't already know, but it is kind of a fresh reminder that, we're all out there chasing. At this point, people are chasing merits and doing things for their ships and engineering and upgrades and just kind of doing whatever they do in power play. Don't forget there's a war going on, and our systems are not safe. We're not safe. And so it really is kind of nice to have a little bit of a reminder and a refresher that, hey, did you guys know that there's a woman whose brain was interfaced with the Thargoids and may hold the key to human evolution, and they want her? And I have a feeling that the Thargoids are going to stop at nothing to get whatever it is they came to the bubble from. And, salvation lives. Hey, everybody, I'm Commander Exorcist. Take care, fly safe, and I will see you out there. Good night, everybody.